Hello there everyone, Icey here, bringing you round 3 of Attrition Sim Race Campus's Rookie Oval Series, 2021 Season 1. Tonight we are racing at Gateway, the second longest track that we are doing this season, coming in at 1¼ miles in length. And it is also just one of only 2 tracks that we will be racing this season that are longer than a mile. As such, this race will only be 81 laps instead of our usual 101. Looking at the standings, I am currently 8th place on the leaderboard, having fallen back a position after last week's race at Phoenix. Tonight, we will only be having a 9-car field, with me in 8th place as the last person to set a qualifying time, with the number 70 rounding out the grid behind me. As usual, if you'd like to come race with ASRC, or simply read the news posts about race standings, all of the league's social media and their website will be down in the description below. With that out of the way though, I'm the driver of the black and purple 271 car, and let's get ready to go green at Gateway.
Inside. Still there, hold your line.
I'd say compared to usual, I got a fairly good run off the start. Usually, I'm pretty slow to the draw when it comes to getting on the gas. Nonetheless though, seeing the 70 car come up in my rearview mirror was kind of intimidating because he's proven himself as a really quick and really aggressive driver. I tried to avoid going 3 wide, but clumsily scraped into the wall in the process and lost any time I had gained off the start. But at least it was a 0x, so there wasn't any damage done to my car. Despite doing the full hour of open practice with the other drivers and a good 100 laps on my own time, I was still feeling pretty uncertain on this track. It's pretty similar to Darlington with its asymmetrical egg shape, but with a pretty good bit less banking on the corners. I often found myself diving into turn 1 and 2 and going way too wide into 3 and 4, but over time I started to get into a rhythm. I'm just glad that the league members gave me some tips during practice, because initially I was downshifting into turn 1 after watching some YouTube video on the track, but they were quick to point out that that was not the best idea and I was kind of killing my time with it. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, yes, we are all racing to win, but at the end of the day, everyone just wants to help each other improve.
.097. Car inside. Clear inside. Inside. Clear. .99. .043. Inside. Still there, inside. Still there, inside. Clear. 39.19. .095. .011.
As we came to lap 9, marking the 9th of the race complete, I was starting to feel a little more in control of the car. It was kind of exciting being side by side with another driver for any decent amount of time rather than just trailing away in last. I actually had a pretty good battle with the 25 car for a good portion of the race. I'm not sure if he saves his VODs anywhere, but he is a Twitch streamer, and his perspective of the ASRC races are broadcast every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A link to his Twitch will be down in the description below. You should check him out.
39.585. .445. .109. .39.162. .209. 39.187. Thirty-nine point 154. Thirty-nine point 173. Thirty-nine point 211.
18 down, 63 to go. I was getting a little scared those past few laps as the 25 was pulling away from me, but thankfully the battle between him and the 27 was causing them both to slow down enough for me to catch up and join in. Though, admittedly, my main goal is still running a clean race, so I probably drove a lot more passively than I really needed to. Speaking of the 27, he is the one who makes all of the cool graphics for ASRC, which you can see on their Twitter and their website. Shout out to him, cause those are cool as heck.
39.068. Thirty-nine point 237. Thirty-nine point 31. Car outside. Still there. Clear. 39.385. 39.33.
Oops. So much for that whole clean race thing. I'm really glad I didn't take him out of the race though, because that could have been way more embarrassing than it already was. Thankfully we were both in the voice call though, so I could apologize and things were good.
39.264. .821. .359. .39.31.
A third of the race done, and I was already beginning to feel myself slow down. Not good. It was nowhere near time for me to consider pitting, so I just kept on keeping on, and hoping maybe a caution could help us get back with the pack.
.473. .187. .147. 39.225. Thirty-nine point three three. Thirty-nine point five four five. Thirty-nine point nine four six. Thirty-nine point three five.
As we began to near the halfway point, it was getting pretty clear to me that I was bleeding time, but that's okay. That just means we can take a gander at how the other drivers are faring. Up in the front, the same 70 car that started behind me was now stealing the show, but the battles for second and third between the 12, 878, 93, 007, and 7 is where things were getting exciting. As the leaders began taking their pit stops just past the halfway mark in the race, my
You've got
spotter
about
gave
5
me the
laps of
call that I
fuel.
was getting low on fuel myself. I tried to stall my pit stop as long as I could, in hopes that I could get just a lap in first place and snag myself a bonus point for the
You're in
standings.
Go high.
From the looks of things there, the number 12 simply spun himself out on fresh tires. I know how that feels. I've done it way more times than I'd like to admit.
.559. You're in 4th position.
I finally decided it wasn't worth risking running out of fuel to try and nab the first place lap. That probably wasn't going to happen, so I went ahead and pitted in. Unfortunately, I was so focused on the relative box that I forgot to adjust how much fuel I was taking and ended up taking a full tank, which meant a full minute in the pits. But hey, at least I didn't park too far forward this time.
The leader's pitting now. That's it, go! That's it for tyres. Make them last the rest of the race.
As one of the last cars to pit, I was now more or less stuck here in last. The most I could really do was pray for a caution, as I would be the lucky dog and be put back on the lead lap with the other drivers.
Outside. Clear outside. Two minutes, 6.929. .39.381. 39.298. 39.133. Thirty-nine point 361. Thirty-nine point 624.
Come on.
Thirty-nine point 403.
2/3 of the race down, and I was starting to feel like my fate was sealed. Due to everyone's pit strategies being so wildly different, most of the field was fairly evenly spread apart, so there really aren't any battles going on to showcase at this point. As of right now, the top 3 are the 878, the 7, and the 93, each with a 4 to 5 second gap between one another.
Thirty-nine point 278. Thirty-nine point 323. Thirty-nine point 168. Car inside. Still there at the bottom. Clear inside. 40.077. .19. .327. .223. .235. 20 more laps this time by. .39.099.
63 down, 18 to go, and the field is looking exactly the same as before. I think everyone knew how this race was going to end at this rate. It was just a matter of time. That said, 18 laps is more than enough time for big plays to be made in the right circumstances.
.39.366. .39.385. 39.887. Car outside. Outside is clear. .739. .432. .503. .85. .726.
Nine to go brings us to the final ninth of the 81 lap race, and sure enough, things are going to end just as they are now. I think a caution could have significantly changed the outcome of this race for everyone, but unlike in C-Class street stocks, ASRC actually has pretty clean racing, and caution-free races are not uncommon in any of their series.
I don't know.
Yeah, my tires are done. My front right has been absolutely slaughtered.
.756.
It just won't turn. I wonder if I have a flat.
You would have a meatball. I think if you got a flat.
Yeah, you'd have a meatball.
Then these are just the worst worn tires I've ever driven on. It literally doesn't turn.
39.969. .745.
Take the inside. What'd you get to me?
Simple. Thank you.
.729. Car inside. Clear inside. Inside. Clear inside.
Thanks, Aiden.
.295. You got 5 laps to go. .39.352. Two more, let's go. .39.506. Last lap. .39.336.
Ah, shoot. You okay, Johnny?
Alright, there's the checkered flag. Good job. Very good job.
And as the checkered flag flies, our adventure at Gateway comes to an end. Here are the final race results, where sure enough, I did unfortunately come in last. Over on the standings board though, I am pleasantly surprised to see that I maintained 8th position. It's not the best result, but I will certainly take it over moving further down. That said, the 007 is just 2 points behind me, so I certainly have my work cut out for me to keep this position. I think in a caution-free race like this, a big thing came down to everyone's pit strategy, and the 878 pulled it off very well with an early pit and general smart conservation of fuel, so definitely a good job to him. Shout out for winning the race. If I remember correctly, that means we have had 3 different winners in our first 3 races of the season, so isn't that exciting? Coming up next round, we'll be at Thompson Speedway for some good old-fashioned short track racing. Coming in at 5/8 of a mile, that place is going to be a little crowded compared to Gateway. Just as a warning to those of you who plan on checking out the lovely streamers we have competing in ASRC, I am very behind on my video uploads. By the time this goes up, we will more than likely be on week 7, not week 4. So, if you catch their streams and you're confused as to why we're not racing on Thompson, that would be why. College makes me a busy boy, so bite me. That said though, thank you all for watching. As usual, ASRC's social media and website and all that stuff is down in the description below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.